5,029 meters above sea level, hidden in the Indian Himalayas, lies a lake that keeps a secret. Every year, when the snow melts, it doesn't reveal fish or algae, it reveals bones. Hundreds of them. Human skulls, femurs, jawbones, scattered across the frozen shore like an ancient massacre frozen in time. For decades, nobody could explain how they got there. What we eventually found out was stranger than any theory anyone had guessed. The discovery in 1942, a British forest ranger named H.K. Madwell was patrolling a remote stretch of the Himalayas in what is now Uttarakhand. There, at a small glacial lake barely 40 feet across, he discovered something that would puzzle the world for decades: human bones, scattered openly across the ice and shore of Roopkund Lake. It was the middle of the Second World War, and fear quickly spread that these might be the remains of Japanese soldiers who had died trying to invade India through the mountains. The British colonial government sent an investigation team to examine the remains. What they found ruled that theory out almost immediately: the bones were far too old to belong to any soldier from that war. The mystery was left unanswered, buried again under the next winter's snow. The theories over the following decades, several theories tried to explain what happened at Roopkund. Some suggested an epidemic, a disease that wiped out an entire group of travelers in one tragic outbreak. Others proposed a landslide or avalanche, a sudden natural disaster that caught a group completely off guard. There was even a ritual mass suicide theory, based on old folklore suggesting a group had deliberately ended their lives at this remote, sacred spot. But the most enduring explanation came from a local legend, the story of Raja Jasdaval, a king who, along with his pregnant wife and their entire entourage, was caught in a fatal storm while on a pilgrimage to the shrine of the goddess Nanda Devi. This legend is still sung today by local shepherds, in a folk song describing the goddess's fury, and hailstones, hard as iron, that fell upon the royal party. For generations, this was dismissed as myth. Science, it turns out, would prove the shepherds closer to the truth than anyone expected. What science found in 2004, a National Geographic-backed expedition arrived at Roopkund to finally put real forensic science behind the legend. Carbon dating of the bones revealed something unexpected: they didn't all belong to a single event. Some were separated by centuries. The real turning point came in 2019, when a genetic study published in the journal Nature Communications examined close to 300 individuals from the site. The results split them into 3 genetically distinct groups. The first group had South Asian ancestry, and all appeared to have died around the same time, somewhere between the 7th and 10th centuries CE. The second group had Mediterranean ancestry, closely related to people from present-day Crete and Greece, and they had died in a completely separate event, centuries later. A third group consisted of a single individual with Southeast Asian ancestry. This was the moment the mystery deepened rather than resolved. Roopkund wasn't one tragedy, it was multiple, unrelated groups of people who died at this same remote spot, hundreds of years apart. Why Mediterranean travelers would be found dead in the Himalayas 1,000 years ago remains an open question to this day. As for the cause of death, analysis of the skull fractures showed blows from a rounded object, not a weapon, consistent with the impact of large hailstones. This finally gave scientific weight to the old folk legend: a sudden, violent hailstorm, with no shelter anywhere on that exposed mountain ridge. Why this still matters: Roopkund today has become a popular trekking destination, with thousands of hikers making the journey every year, often walking within feet of the very bones that started this mystery. This raises real, present-day concerns: how to preserve the site, how to treat the remains with respect, and how to manage the growing impact of tourism. For the local community, the site remains tied to the Nanda Devi Raj Jat pilgrimage, held once every 12 years, connecting an ancient tragedy to a living tradition that continues today. Closing, Roopkund reminds us that not every mystery has a single, clean answer. Sometimes the truth is stranger and older than any one legend could capture. Somewhere between a king's fatal pilgrimage, a journey gone wrong, and a mountain's unpredictable fury, real people lived their final moments on this ridge. Their bones are still there. And every summer, the ice lets a few more of their secrets